This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
A vast universe exists within and beyond our reality. What we realize with our five senses is but a tiny fraction of all that is real. The universe is not a product of matter and energy, but it is a projection of consciousness and energy. Welcome to the World Beyond Radio Show. I'm your host, Joe Weigant, your guide and advocate as we remove the blinders of our everyday lives and experience together all that exists out there in the world beyond our world. Welcome to the World Beyond Radio Show, friends. We've got a great show for you planned this hour. We're going to be talking with Shane Lear. I met Shane Lear several years ago during a seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, discussing the Qigong method of the Dian or the Wild Goose Qigong. And let me tell you a little bit about Shane. Shane Lear began his journey into the martial arts in the mid-1980s. He was promoted to black belt by Sensei Eric Schellenberger and opened his first dojo in 1991. Since then, he has studied multiple martial arts, and he has continued to expand his knowledge and his skill. He currently holds black belt rank in 5 martial arts systems. A student at heart, Shane travels frequently in the United States, attending training sessions and seminars. His travels have also taken him to many parts of China, including Beijing, Hong Kong, Wuhan, and the Wudang Mountains, and the Shaolin Temple, as well as Tokyo, Japan. He has made several trips studying various subjects, including Tai Chi, Kung Fu, Qigong, both the medical and the martial aspects, acupressure, acupuncture, massage, meditation, and traditional Chinese medicine practices. He is a student of Sifu Liu Fong of the Weigant and Grandmaster Steve Cooper of Zanshin Ryu Jiu-Jitsu. He is also an inner door student of Grandmaster Jin Chuan Gang of the Wild Goose system. He also has trained with several master warrior monks at the Shaolin Temple, including Xianbao, Xianxu, and Xianzhang. Shane is also a student of the healing arts. He has a licensed massage therapist, receiving his training in massage therapy from the Institute of Therapeutic Massage in Ottawa, Ohio. He also holds a master and instructor certificate in acupressure from the Ji-Zhou Institute and a traditional Chinese medicine massage certificate from the Tongren Hospital in Beijing, China, as well as an acupuncture certificate from the China Academy of Chinese Medical Sciences in Beijing, China. He has also received training on meditation and medical Qigong from Dr. Xu Hontao of the Jichuan Hospital in Beijing. His teaching has produced both state and national champions in weapons, forms, and point sparring. He also works with mixed martial artists and has produced an amateur champion and a professional champion fighter. Shane is the founder of 2 Kenpo styles, Jinyuan Kwanfa, the traditional style, and Tiu Kenpo, or the sports style. He teaches both of these systems privately. Shane has traveled throughout the United States and Europe, teaching seminars on the Dian Qigong healing system. So today we're going to give a big welcome to Shane. Welcome to the World Beyond Show. How are you doing this morning, Shane?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. The pleasure is on this side of the mic and hopefully on the other end of someone else's speakers. That's what I want to say. So in the minute or so that we have left, what got you into the martial arts so long ago?
My grandfather took me to the martial arts, to Sensei Eric, because I was a young kid. I was about 15 and I had anger issues, and they felt like that would be the best way to deal with my anger issues was martial arts. I was also pretty much a ADHD kid, so I couldn't really focus on anything, and that really helped me to focus and really helped to channel my anger into something positive.
Outstanding. So it was it the discipline, or was it the working that out through the physical activity? What got you through that particular section?
I think it was the physical, and then also having a path that you had to travel and earning, achievement style.
Well, we're going to have to cut away from that for just a moment and go to our first break. Friends, you're listening to the World Beyond Radio Show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back to talk to Shane Lear in just a moment.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies.
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows.
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
How would you like to be able to read other people's minds? Well, the next best thing is here. When you know how to read a person's name, you know how the person thinks, feels, and behaves. Each letter in our name holds a key to unlock our true essence. Our name contains both our gifts and challenges in this lifetime. Mnemology science discovers personality secrets hidden in the placement of the letters of our names, including the first and last impression people remember about us. Sharon shows us how to interpret the arrangement of letters as outlined in her book, Know the Name, Know the Person. Sharon Lynn Wyeth created mnemology science after 18 years of research and testing her theories, and has supported thousands of people around the world in understanding themselves and others better. You'll enjoy Sharon's unique teachings as she shares her system to learn the gifts behind your given birth name. Even if you don't like your birth name, there are jewels in this book. If you're thinking of changing your name, ready to name your child, or wanting to get along better with others, this is the book for you. If you'd like to improve your relationships and change your life for the better, get the book today, Know the Name, Know the Person, or visit www.knowthename.com. That's www.knowthename.com.
Take a step back in time and discover old Florida cuisine at Marsh Landing Restaurant in Fellsmere, Florida. Enjoy delicacies such as frog legs, gator tail, catfish, and swamp cabbage, or enjoy the more traditional cuisine such as hand-cut Angus steaks, ribs, and seafood. Join us for breakfast with a southern flair featuring sweet potato pancakes, biscuits and gravy, and much more. Planning a party? Marsh Landing's private dining rooms can accommodate groups from 8 to 80 people. While you visit, enjoy the historic pictures, artifacts, and stories that line the walls. Marsh Landing is truly a unique experience. Marsh Landing Restaurant, 44 North Broadway in historic downtown Fellsmere, or visit marshlandingrestaurant.com. Marsh Landing, old Florida cuisine at its best.
Welcome back, friends, to the World Beyond Radio Show. I'm your host, Joe Weigant. And this hour, we are talking to martial arts and healing specialist Shane Lear. Shane, I know that my own personal journey has gone from martial arts to healing arts. I started off in Taekwondo back in 1987 and studied under about 9 to 10 different instructors. And here I am now teaching Reiki and other healing systems to people. What was it that transitioned you from studying martial arts to studying healing and transformative arts the way that you're doing now?
Well, I started the karate when I was 15, and it was pretty aggressive style. We did a lot of full contact fighting, and when I got to be about 27, my body started falling apart. And they wanted me to have some work done on my knees, and I just didn't. I felt a lot older than 27, and I started to wonder, all these legends about these old masters in their 70s and 80s, and they could move great. So I started to research more of that because I really didn't want to go do the mainstream and get cut on. The one doctor actually told me my martial arts career would be over. So I started to research acupressure and qigong and started to practice. And after about 2 years of practice, my pain was gone. And I was practicing at a higher level than I ever had in my martial arts. So I decided, if this is this powerful, I want to share this with as many people as I can, and that's kind of how I transitioned into that.
So how does acupressure work whenever you have something like damaged knees or something? Because I know that from powerlifting and martial arts, my knees are completely destroyed, and it's kept me from doing some things I want to do. How can we incorporate acupressure into a daily system for putting our bodies back in shape again?
Well, if it's a muscular problem or tendon problem, most of the pressure points lie around those connection areas, and by using those points, you can release the chi. When you look at the body's energetic system, it's like all these different lines, and the lines have to be open, and the energy has to flow correctly. I think about it as kind of like a garden hose. If it's kinked, it's not going to get the energy to where it needs to be. But if you unkink it, the water can flow free. Well, that's kind of what acupressure does. By using the pressure, you can unkink it, and then the body will start to repair itself and heal itself, which is what we want.
My journey in martial arts led me to Tai Chi because the energy work related to Tai Chi and Qigong, I was hoping would make my pressure point work in Dillman Karate International more effective, being able to use pressure points and all that. Because again, I was getting pretty old too, getting into my mid to late 30s. And so my switch to Tai Chi was originally so I could be better at martial arts. But what I found was that I enjoyed the healing side of it more. What attracted you to the Diane system, the Wild Goose Qigong? How did you get from martial arts to that system, and what has it done for you since?
I studied several different systems, but it just seemed like over here in the United States, and there's some good systems, but most of what I looked into, it just looked like either somebody had created it or somebody had they just didn't have all the pieces, it looked like. And I didn't really know that much, but I wanted a more traditional system, was basically what it boiled down to. So I started to research some traditional systems, and this one popped out, and they had used it very effectively for cancer over in China and a bunch of different ailments, and they had some research, a lot of research on it. So I started to search out to see if I could study this, and ended up studying with the lineage holder of the system. So that was kind of how my journey began in the Dion system. And then once I started doing it, it was like nothing else I had done.
So what makes the Dion system different from, say, the Yang style Tai Chi?
A lot of the Tai Chi is used for healing. It's good for healing, but the healing is a secondary effect for the most part, because they still have a lot of martial concepts in there, as you know.
Yes, sir.
The Qigong is used specifically to open the meridian points. So it was designed to balance the liver. It was designed to balance the heart. It was designed to balance the kidneys, as opposed to having a secondary effect of doing the same thing. They do have a martial system, but the martial system focuses on martial arts application. The Qigong focuses on healing and just the healing, and it's very, very powerful.
So how does it work?
The interesting part about it is they use pressure points. So the same pressure points that we use in acupressure, they will use to make energetic connections in the body. And when they do these energetic connections, it allows the energy to flow free through the body. It's kind of unique. I had never seen that concept before. But when you start to make the energetic connections, it becomes a really strong effect. I've seen some amazing things from this system since I've started teaching it.
When I came down to Steve Cooper's dojo down in Nashville several years ago and learned that first 64 movements from you, and you described how the first half of the form was simply getting rid of energy, excess energy, and trying to balance those places that were either too high or had too much energy in them. And the second half of that form was to bring in energy and to kind of fill up those places that we had to drain off. Can you explain that a little bit better?
Yes, the form gets rid of all the negative energy, and whether that be physical or emotional, because probably 80% of all illness that we have in the United States is due to emotions that we haven't let go of, and it causes physical effects, side effects. So the form is used to release those physical blockages. And then the second part of that form, actually throughout that whole form, it's release and store. It's release and store. So you're gathering energy and replacing the negative with the positive. Interestingly enough, there's two forms, the first and second 64. The first 64, it takes care of everything. It works on everything that's happened to you from your birth on. So all of your illnesses or all your different things, it takes care of you from birth on. The second 64 takes care of you heredity-wise. So it was all the things that you may have inherited, because in the Chinese martial arts, in a lot of the Qigong systems, your energy is determined by what you eat, how you breathe, and the energy that you inherited from your parents. So that second 64 is supposed to go back, and it's working on the heredity, the problems that you may have had in heredity, which is, it's almost like rewriting your DNA.
Well, that's what I was just about to ask. So, if someone has a predisposition to diabetes or some kind of a heart condition, this form can kind of help rearrange or try to alleviate those particular issues.
That is correct. And I've been teaching. I teach all over the world now, and a lot of different success stories. It's kind of interesting watching people when they practice the form to see some of those things occur. It's pretty amazing. People that have had, I had one gentleman in Indianapolis that had he had blood pressure problems and it's inherited. It ran in the family, and one day he didn't feel quite right and went back to his doctor, and the doctor said, your blood pressure is good now. You don't need these pills anymore. Now, he went back to the doctor, so that was on his doctor's order, but I found it interesting. He practiced the form an hour a day, and that was the outcome of it.
Does it require an hour every day to practice this?
When you practice, there's specifics depending on what you know in the system. But generally, the rule of thumb is about 30 minutes of practice a day.
And can someone expect to see some kind of an improvement in health and or energy or emotional stability with a 30-minute practice every day?
Absolutely. Like I say, I've watched many different people come through and dedicated to the practice, a half an hour a day. It's amazing to watch the transformation in some of the people that I've worked with.
Now, what would be the youngest and the oldest student that you have? What kind of ages started?
I had one that I was teaching down in Nashville. He's, I believe he's 19 or 20 now. He started when he was 12, which is about the right age to start. Generally wouldn't want to start them any younger than that in the system. And I've taught all the way up to people in their mid 80s. And I know in China, one of the things that's kind of funny was there's 72 forms in the system, but some of them are shorter than these first two. The first two are about 10 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them are a little bit shorter. And I asked my Sifu over there, he'll be 89 this year. I said, Sifu, can you teach me a couple of easier forms? Some of the older people are having trouble learning that. And he told me, he says, sure. He says, I'll teach you a couple that I teach the old man that comes to me. And I said, I don't want to disrespect you, Sifu, but you're 88. You have an old man that comes to you. He says, he put his hands on his hips and he says, he's 97.
Nice.
Yeah, so he didn't want to be considered an old man at 88. And if you watch him move, he's not. He taught me the martial arts forms, and they're up on YouTube. You can see him. He's jumping in the air.
Well, that's great. We're going to have to cut to a break for just a second here. Friends, you're listening to the World Beyond Radio Show, and this hour we are talking to Shane Lear. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies,
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows,
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
True healing must address 4 levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, for us to live joyful and productive lives. We tend to treat 3 of the 4, leaving the spiritual languishing. If you're tired of the same dysfunctional patterns cropping up in your life, Soul Balancing is for you. Trixie Phelps, owner and founder of Soul Balancing, is a naturally gifted energy healer trained in numerous esoteric forms, including shamanism. Trixie has created a powerful modality that safely and effectively clears your energetic field. A Soul Balancing session can remove interference, heal trauma, and restore your hope. Contact Trixie for a life-changing long-distance session today, www.soulbalancing.world. There's a legend shared by many indigenous cultures of a time when the nations were cast to the 4 corners of the world. Each nation was given a body of sacred knowledge that held a different portion of the truth to preserve. True reality could not be known until all the nations reunited, combining the information. If a single one was missing, the world could not be reborn and darkness would prevail. The Science of Magic Radio is dedicated to reuniting the sacred knowledge. With the understanding, none of us has all the answers, but together we can open new perceptions and possibilities. Through our combined vision, the world can be reborn into a place where darkness no longer prevails. Join me, Gwilda Wiyaka, and the Science of Magic daily on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, xzbn.net, or visit us at thescienceofmagic.net.
Welcome back to the World Beyond Radio Show. I'm your host, Joe Weigant, and this hour we are talking to Shane Lear on the Dian Qigong Healing Arts System. Shane, can you tell me a little bit about the healing of this system? Where did it come about? How did it get here?
The system was formed in around 311 AD by a Buddhist monk. His name was Dao An, and he also studied Taoism. So he was watching geese, and he was studying the way they could fly. They can fly for long distances without being tired. They can fly at very high altitudes. And he was watching their movements, and he created a system that reflected their movements. And that system was passed along for generations inside of the temple. It was never let outside of the temple until 1978 in China.
You know, that's funny because whenever I studied that down there in Nashville during that seminar, some of those movements involve the waving of the fingers or the waving of the hands like that. It's very similar to like the feathers on the end of a goose wings. And I think you said at the time that was supposed to disperse energy. Can you go into that?
Yeah, the wing movements or the flapping of the arms releases negative energy. Well, we look at that, and for some people, they could take that and say, yeah, that's correct. It releases negative energy. From the Western side of that, if you look at what happens when you vibrate a muscle, it has two choices. It tries to tighten or it tries to loosen. And most of the time, it'll get tired and it'll finally relax and it'll loosen up, which allows blood and lymph to flow correctly, which is the same when you parallel it with the Chinese systems. It allows qi to flow correctly. So by doing this, it's all about relaxation. You're trying to relax and disperse all that pent up energy and allow the systems to move correctly.
You know, that's true because whenever I was studying Reiki and when I was studying Tai Chi from my Tai Chi instructor, he always said that Qi will never flow through a tense muscle, and you have to get those muscles relaxed. Now, is that the same way as whenever yoga is performed simply to get the body to relax enough so that way meditation could be more profound?
Yes, that's the same way. The difference in yoga is a little bit different. They do what they call qi pumping, where they'll stretch a muscle out to relax it, and then they'll relax, and that allows the energy to flow into the muscles. It's very similar to Shaolin Qigong, which I also studied, where they will go to the very limit or end of a stretch and then pull back just a little bit, which allows that energy the blood and the lymph to flow out. They'll just push for a little bit and then relax, and everything flows through them.
Here in the West, we tend to specialize in just about everything. And while that gives someone a better basis of knowledge in one particular topic, we lose a lot of other things whenever we do that. And I like to tell my students that, you know, in the East, philosophy and religion and medicine and exercise and martial arts and healing and all that are intertwined and connected like spaghetti instead of separated like waffles like we do here in the West. Do you find that to be true since you've traveled to the East so many times?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all qi. Martial arts and the healing arts they're basically the same. We're going through and we are working on manipulating the energetic system of the body. And that's really the heart of it. If you understand the basis of the energetic system of the body, you can either go in and heal the body, or you can go in and disrupt the energetic system to create a negative effect or its self-defense effect. It's all energy. That's what it boils down to.
And you say that the Dion system actually contains elements of both, so it can be used for healing or it can be used for martial arts. Is that correct?
That is correct. There are several forms in the system that deal specifically with martial qigong and martial movements, and they look a little bit different than the other healing forms. I could say there's 72 forms in the system, but these forms look different than the other ones. The one thing that they do is they teach the person how to project energy better. So it's not only that it's a martial arts application, but they teach the person how to project or push the energy out of their body easier and more efficiently, which that's why that goes hand in hand with the healing arts then, because the healers become stronger by practicing the martial forms.
The Chinese or the Qigong type of form that you're doing there, there's so much of a difference between Reiki, which is a connection to energy and passing it to another person, and some of the Qigong healing styles that I've seen that require exercises to build up energy, which is then depleted into the client or the person that you're working with. What would be the difference? Which way does Dion Qigong go?
We actually do both because they've taught us there's different hand positions in the form that teach you how to pull energy either from the heavens or pull them from the earth. You'll see it in the different hand configurations where they'll take the left hand and they'll point it up or down, and then the other hand is pointed back at yourself. What you're doing is you're just taking that energy and you're gathering the energy from either the heaven or the earth, and you're placing it into one of the pressure points of the body to increase the healing effect.
Now, when somebody comes to you and they want to learn this system, what do you teach them first? Do you teach them the energy systems and the meridians, or you try to teach them the form first and then try to show them later what they're actually doing with that? How does that go?
We've actually changed it a little bit since you started to study, because we used to teach the first 64, but I noticed that for some people it was an undertaking. It was pretty hard. So we have forms now that are a little bit shorter, and we developed a distance learning course. It's called The Art of Longevity, and it's part of this Dion Arts organization that we have with instructors in much easier forms, shorter forms, and we start teaching the energetic body immediately, because you need to understand structure and the way that energy flows in the body to get the full benefit of forms.
What kind of success stories can you tell us about that you've been able to witness firsthand of people that have come to learn your style?
We've had several people get off blood pressure meds, and it lowers their blood pressure. Actually, I had one of my students that did his dissertation. He's a doctor of psychology now, and he did his whole dissertation on the physiological effects of Dion Qigong training on people, and he used different monitoring systems, and he showed that it definitely lowers the blood pressure. There's no doubt about it. We've also had 12 remissions of cancer, and there's a couple that were brain. There were several prostate. The forms went through. I believe those were because of the relaxation. If you can get relaxation in the body, the body heals itself. It's like we talked about earlier. A tense body will not allow energy to flow correctly. You will not be able to heal yourself. We also had several people that had glasses that they got rid of their glasses. It was a strange deal. They noticed they couldn't see out of their glasses anymore and went to the doctor and found out that they were their eyes had reversed. I had a couple that took fertility treatments for years, spent a lot of money, could not get pregnant, and they ended up with, they now have 2 kids. He learned the form, he taught it to his wife, he got pregnant 6 months later, and they actually have 2 kids now. So there's been a lot of different success stories with this system. That's just a few that I've noticed as I've been going around traveling. There was another one in France last year. I go to France every year to teach, and the first year I had several people with cancer. The one girl had liver cancer. The doctor gave her 6 weeks to live. Came back a year later, and she was in class, and she had beat that. She was actually in remission. So that was a pretty powerful story also.
Well, heck, in my case, I would take it just for the vision improvement alone. Get rid of these glasses is what I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have that effect. That hasn't happened to me yet, but I was taught a form. I went back specifically because there's a form for the eyes, and there's also a form that not only does it open up the eyes, it opens up the third eye. So it opens up the upper dantium and the energetic system. And I've been teaching that form now to several people, and I've been working with it. And my eyes haven't got any worse in the last 10 years, but they still haven't gotten any better. So I'm still holding out hope.
No kidding. I also wouldn't mind getting a hold of you to learn that third eye form. I think that would be interesting.
Absolutely.
Have you seen anybody with some improved benefits from just working with that form?
Yeah, like I say, we had a couple of them that they reversed their prescription for the eyes, for eyeglasses, so it actually got their eyes got better. I've also noticed with some of them, especially the healers, that they're becoming more intuitive. They're starting to see aura a little bit easier, and they're becoming a lot more perceptive with their healing treatments, just for the simple fact that they're becoming more in tune. When you start to open up the third eye, you become more in tune, and that's definitely the case as I watch them progress in their studies.
Well, that is fascinating. We're going to take a break here for just a few moments. Friends, you are listening to the World Beyond Radio Show. We are talking with Shane Lear about Qigong systems. And as soon as we get back from break, we're going to continue with that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a minute.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now.
No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365.
I am Dr. Carl O'Helvey, founder, president of a new cancer foundation focusing on evidence-based physical, mental, and spiritual interventions, including natural cancer cures, prayer, meditation, affirmations, nutrition, and other related holistic cancer prevention and cure modalities. These are used in cancer education, research, and financing care. I ask for your help to continue this important work by donating at www.holisticcancerfoundation.com.
Wouldn't you love to know the secret to everything? I'm Dr. Kimberly McGeorge, and on The Secret to Everything, we will merge the practical with open investigation into all realms of the mysterious. We will talk to cutting-edge alternative health practitioners, those who inspire and motivate you in business and life, and of course, we will share stories of the paranormal, conspiracy, and cryptozoology. You will transform because of the frequency I carry, the frequencies my guests carry. Life may never be the same after you listen to this program, for the secret to everything is for you, the listener, for those who desire more in every area of their lives and believe that it can still be found. Listen and discover thesecrettoeverything.com.
Little children aren't the only ones afraid of the dark. Millions of soldiers return from war zones with PTSD, anger, frustration, fear, and loneliness, much of which surfaces during the darkness of the night. You have the chance to change the lives of these American heroes. Songs and Stories for Soldiers.us provides free MP3 players for these men and women. With a list of 3 million songs in 16 different styles, 100,000 audiobooks, and 30,000 old-time radio programs, every veteran can find something to soothe and comfort them at no cost. All our players contain an 8-hour audio program designed to help veterans fall asleep. With 1,500 plus vets now participating, it's our goal to deliver 10,000 audio players this year. Go to our website at songsandstoriesforsoldiers.us. Help us help a veteran make it through the night.
Welcome back to the World Beyond, my friends. You have been listening to our radio show, and we've got one more segment yet to go. Our show is produced and distributed by the ever-expanding leader in New Age, paranormal, alternative health, and supernatural programming, the X-Zone Broadcast Network and Relmar McConnell Media Company at their corporate headquarters and master control in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. To learn more about the World Beyond radio show, your host, or to see a wealth of other shows and amazing hosts, please visit www.xzbn.net. To contact me to inquire about being a guest on the show or to learn more about my show, please email me at Joe Weigant. That is Joe, Weigant, at xzbn.net. Or you can visit either one of my websites, www.paranormalpeace.com or www.reikichoice, that is REIKI, choice.com. Our guest this hour has been Shane Lear, and he can be reached on his website at Diane Arts. That's DAYAN Arts.com. Weigant.com. He has also written 2 books which are available, which is the Wild Goose Systems, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Shane, is there another way that someone can reach you if they want to find more information about your system?
Sure. If you want to email, you can email Lear Lear 89 at yahoo.com. Or if you're in the States, you can call me at 419-692-7717.
Outstanding. So what is it like to train in China in that particular environment with the people there who have been doing this all their lives? Describe that scenario.
Pretty amazing experience, and the way that they train is sure not the way that we train over here. When you go over there, I'll go over sometimes for a month at a time, and the practice is 8 to 10 hours a day. So you're moving 8 to 10 hours a day learning, and it's do the form over and over and over and over again. Master Chen is very meticulous. He wants the forms passed correctly for obvious reasons, and he will definitely put you through the paces. And the interesting part is he's right there alongside of you. I've taken people over there in their 50s and 60s to train, and they're like, "Man, we can't keep up with this guy. It's incredible." So, a testament to his system.
Isn't that amazing that people that can do that well into their 80s, and we have people in this country that have basically just are broken down in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, one of my other sidelines is I train guys for competition, and when I train them, I'm out on the mat with them, and I always get that, especially with some of the younger guys in their 20s. They're like, "Man, we can't believe you're 45. I'll be 46 this year. We can't believe you're 46 because I'll take 2 or 3 of them and wear them out on the mat, just because my energy levels are that good." And I directly put that. I tell them my secret weapon is Qigong. I put it right there. My secret weapon is Qigong. That's how I function. So
now here's a question, and with the intuitive capabilities and the expansion that this system can provide in some way, are you able to determine kind of where they might be going next if you're on the mat with them, or what they might attack with if you're in the ring with them? Can you pick up that intuitive direction as to where they might go?
sometimes I can pick that up. I do most of everything by feel, though. I can feel. My sense of touch has gotten so much better that when I start to feel something at a very small, minute change, I'll change immediately. So it makes me look like I'm a lot faster than I actually am, just because I can make that decision a lot faster. I make it on the fly, and they're not able to react to it because they haven't even sometimes made that decision. They don't know they're going there yet. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
So what is the Dion Arts organization?
Dion Arts organization is a group that I formed for instructors. We wanted to differentiate ourselves. I'm a closed door student of Master Chen, and I wanted to differentiate what our group taught from some of the other Wild Goose teachers. Some of them got taught from other teachers, and it's not quite the same. It doesn't look the same. The movements aren't quite the same, and Master Chen is very adamant about passing the system on exact. So we formed the Dion Arts organization to start to differentiate these teachers. And we have our distance learning program, and then we also have a 100-hour program, a 300-hour, a 500-hour, and an 800-hour training program to train people in this system. And we take them through the progression as we go through, and they're trained just like they are in China. I have people come in twice a year to camps in Delphus, Ohio. We just had one last weekend. We have people from 9 different states. They come into my facility, and we train all weekend. Actually, some of them were there all week.
I just noticed on your Facebook a couple of weeks ago, you've been putting up a brand new facility there and kind of moving some things around on your websites. So,
yeah, I just added a second facility in Lima, Ohio. The traveling has been great, but I'm going to start to back off a little bit on travel because a lot of the people, the students, are now coming to me. And a couple of years ago, I did 35 weekends out of 52 on the road teaching, and I realized that I was actually depleting my own chi by traveling all the time teaching. So I pulled back a little bit because, if I'm not here to teach, that's no good. And if I'm depleting my chi, it's great to share, but in the end, I'm shortening my life, and I don't necessarily want to do that.
There's a saying in healing, take care of you first.
Yeah, that is definitely correct. Heal thyself first.
So what is it like to be an inner or a closed door student?
When you do that, you take the vow that you're going to pass on the system to the best of your ability as accurately as possible. That's one. And 2 is you get taught at a different level than a public student or a regular student. You get opened up to, I would say secret techniques, but you get opened up to information that other people don't have. You get opened up to forms. You get taught forms that other people don't necessarily have. So it's an interesting journey when you do that. It's with great power comes great responsibility. And you want to honor your teacher, and you want to honor the system and pass it on correctly. It's 1,700 years old. You want to make sure that you get it right. So,
absolutely. So, this style of teaching might eliminate what happens in martial arts with you'll take from your teacher what works for you with your body style or your mindset or the things that you think about in a fight or what you've experienced before, and kind of leave some of it behind. And then whenever you teach students, they take from you, and eventually it gets kind of watered down. The inner door would probably eliminate that, would it not?
That absolutely is correct. As you go through that, you are taught exactly the same way that they've been taught in that lineage for the last 1,700 years. And there's no watered down. Movements don't change. That's why I continue to keep going back, because every year I get modified a little bit in my technique to get closer. They get checked on to make sure that I'm not changing any of the movements, that I'm still as accurate as possible. That's part of it, because that's how things get changed in the martial arts world. And if you're studying a traditional system, you don't want that.
I've noticed when I've been doing some research on martial arts on YouTube that even instructors will, over time, change some of their movements just either for ease or a different attitude toward a particular movement, or what they're actually in their mind defending for that day. So I suppose every once in a while going to China for a tune-up is not a bad idea for you, huh?
Right, for sure. If you're going to do the traditional, and in the martial arts, I'm kind of a little bit different with my martial arts. With my Kempo, I use what works for me, and I teach my students what works for them. I teach to the animal style approach, which different animals are different body types. But if you're studying a traditional system and you take the vow to do that, you have to do that. So I'm kind of on both sides of that coin, and I see the dilemma for both sides.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today, and I hope to have you back again soon. My friends, you have been listening to the World Beyond Radio Show. It has been a pleasure being here for you, and we will be back again. Please come back and visit us. Thank you for listening to the World Beyond Radio Show.